Well, hello my fellow tankers, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tsunami Blitz, and today I want to discuss a few things in my video today, especially the new crate tank that is in shop now. It is the WZ-122 TM. In my opinion, very solid, very capable tank. I don't necessarily agree with crate tanks. They're ridiculously overpriced, and you don't quite get your value for your money. But in this case, I really love my medium tanks, as you could see in my last video I posted, and it is something that if I see a new medium in game, I kind of have to have it. As a collector as well, I have to have it. Look at this Gravedigger. Like, yeah. High win rate player. I do not know why you came flanking around. The whole team is here. You died very quickly. Wow. The players, and he's a high win rate player too. Like 40,000 battles or something like that. I checked it after. But yeah, this tank, very solid, has about 210 millimeter front turret armor, usually around the mantle. It does have the rounded turret, so it does get those bounces, but if you stay still for too long, you will get some nasty shots on the cupola. But it does have pretty solid armor on the cupola, considering it can get bounces if you wiggle your turret a bit, but don't rely on it. But that frontal armor, if you just ride up a little hill and kind of let it sit upright, you know, angle it so it gets that maybe an extra 15 degrees on the frontal armor, it is a beast. Definitely something a lot of tanks can't handle or, you know, counter in any way. As you can see, a lot of these tanks are trying, but they can't pen it. The armor is on par with some heavies, so you can definitely play not quite frontline, but you can play right in the middle of your team. So probably in between the mediums and the heavies, where their position is, right where I am right now. My heavies are behind me, but I'm in front of them, but not quite you know, roll up on a tank and just try to. So you can't circle a death nobody in this thing. It's impossible. It's not fast enough. That was a beautiful shot. But yeah, with its 400 alpha, it has about, if you run calibrated shells, you do, you know, run into a higher reload time, but it definitely needs it because it has a low pen value. I think it's definitely, you know, equivalent to that of a medium tank with its pen. For 120 mil gun, it isn't as great pen wise, but you do make up for it with a teat. The teat has 297, whereas a lot of heavy tanks get pretty good heat, but mediums don't get that kind of heat. I think they get like 280, 275, something like that. So you do run a higher heat penetration value. I run specifically on this tank. I don't run gun rammer. I run calibrated shells. I like to boost my shell velocity, so I run that as well. Refined gun, and obviously you gotta have that enhanced armor a bit. You know, you gotta have that. But most people would say boost your aim time. I don't like to boost my aim time. I'd rather have the accuracy per shot with a longer reload gun. This tank, with its 13 to 14 second, I think it's 13 something seconds, you kind of have to hit whatever you're shooting. If you don't, you're kind of screwed. But the benefit of this tank is you do have that strong armor, so you can really hit those ridge lines and get some bounces on that front hull and the turret as well. So it makes up for its long reload with much stronger armor, especially for a medium. It is basically a Chimera with more armor, slower but stronger. I really do love this tank. I've been playing it since I got it yesterday, and honestly, the win rate on it, I think I'm almost pushing 70%. I think on maybe almost 20 battles, probably a little bit less. But yeah, I think I'm around 2,100 average damage. So it is a solid tank. It's one of my top performing tanks at the moment. I don't know how it will do long term, as people can, you know, figure out how to counter this tank as they do with most tanks. But this one's gonna be a tricky one for people. It's a medium tank that's a heavy, and it has the speed of, you know, a bulky medium, but has armor in the right places. Now, where its downside is its gun. Its gun is good, but I've had some shots go into the dirt, and I've aimed in, and it just went straight down into the dirt. So it is a typical Russian medium tank. So if you're very familiar with Russian heavy tanks and their big derpy guns, you will be very at home with this. But the very big, very beneficial difference is that 7 degrees of gun depression. So you do have a little bit of ridgeline capabilities. It's not always great. Obviously, you can see there, I had to really push up that little itty bitty hill right here. But luckily, the tank has very strong armor. He did get a pen on me, but the second shot did not go through. As you can see, I'm racking up the damage in this match as well as I did the last match. It's not too hard to get around 2k damage on average with it, but occasionally you get match, you know, in the 3k range, or if you're more aggressive and you happen to get a really, you know, crappy team, you can really rack up some damage with this tank, especially playing frontline against you know, newer players. If you're a new player and you happen to get this tank and you get more of the newbie matchmaking, you will have a ball in this tank. It is so strong. Most of the new players that you come across will not be able to counter it. So really, I'd wait for this tank to come out for gold in the shop. It is good, but just wait for it. Unless you want a new tank for the Chinese Lunar New Year, you will have a fun time and good win rate in this tank. So you can get it if you really want it and you really want a new Chinese tank. But like I said, wait. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.